In my discussion with majority of the manufacturers having factory, they don't know where to start and where to go. Okay, and what are the return on investments? Okay, because end of the day, the business works to see how can they get more money out of their business. They're not here for charity. They're not here for just see whether this works or not. So the business is not for doing experiments. Business is not doing for doing charity. The business is to see how can they make more revenue and profits. Okay. For both these things, the return on investment that needs to be calculated needs to have a different way of getting that calculations done, because the cost of labor is too low in India and the price points required in India are also extremely low. And the government or the other agencies will not be keen to get the jobs going. Okay. So we had to work in a consultative-led discussions with the boards of these large manufacturing companies. The industrial revolution, or this fourth revolution or the third revolution, what people are talking about, Industry 4.0, the concept is really good. There are a number of things that can be utilized, but the implementation in India will have many kind of modifications required which will suit us, because our needs are different. That's one part. Second, many of the big organizations like Tata's, Mahindras, and many others, they have started implementing such kind of things in their own organizations. But whether the small and medium-sized industry will start doing it, how soon can they start it? Is there any incentive for them to do it? Will take time. And there is a need for the policy and regulations to happen to see how, if you really like to get this thing implemented in the small and medium enterprise segments, how will it impact them? What kind of incentives can be given to them, and how it can help in generating more jobs rather than losing jobs. When we call about digital transformation, every sector is getting transformed. So if I start saying which one is doing more and less and which is getting more challenged, the challenged one, according to me, it's my personal thing, because the transportation, automotive, manufacturing, telematics, fleet, insurance, everybody is getting, the banking sector, everything is getting digitalized, and digital is a buzzword. Everybody wants to do everything. If you start thinking about which is the most challenging one, to me is the healthcare sector, because the healthcare sector, the implementation becomes more difficult because of legal laws. Okay, and the regulation change required to get a digital implementation done is much more in that sector. In 2017, we said how to do business from IoT, and how things are doing and happening, and how to unpuzzle the puzzle. Okay. Because when you are going to have a manufactured device, the device needs to be implemented, deployed, then field operations, then if something goes wrong, there's an annual maintenance contract. So it's a different kind of industry altogether. Then you are joining the connectivity part to it. So the connectivity provider will have SIM or non-SIM or Zigbee or LoRa or this or that. There are different options. Then you have to have a platform provider and the solution provider. And then you have to have an end-to-end managed services operation. So it's a big thing. It's not a small thing. So how to unpuzzle that puzzle? How to create that ecosystem? How can you bring business in IoT? That was the theme at that time. This time, we are in an implementation or an execution stage across India for large IoT implementation. We are facing different kind of challenges. And these challenges can be how the deployment can happen, how the managed operations can happen, how the customer can get a better experience of what we are doing, how can you get the kind of price points required, and then so many other challenges related to security, related to interoperability, related to standards, legal framework, so on and so forth. So we are going to discuss those and see how, when you are doing business, what kind of learnings you have while doing business, and how can you take it to the next level. So the panel which we are working on is trying to see how can we make people aware. Okay, and we have 12 different working groups. As I mentioned, I am just repeating that we have manufacturing, healthcare, energy, utility, telecom, smart cities, retail, agriculture and Ganga rejuvenation. These 8 as my verticals where we are focusing on. And then I think about the horizontal, we have skill development, social impact, standard and regulatory and cyber security. Okay. So the first thing which we all have to do is to make people aware. Okay. So one thing my working group and my unit likes to do is to make people aware that something is coming. Because otherwise, suddenly something will arrive and you will get a surprise. The first intention of ours is to make people aware. So making government aware, making academia aware and making the industry aware. So that these things are going to change and these are getting changed.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.